Welcome to Warriors TV, and tonight we are talking with Warriors forward Lewis Tris. Lewis, first of all, thank you for joining us.
That's no problem at all, Adam. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, great to see you back. So you're one of the players who has decided to return this year. So what was your thoughts about that? Why did you want to come back?
Oh, obviously, I think last year we had a bit of a good season, bit of a bad season. I think we can do better. Obviously, I'm young, I'm fit and ready. Just want to keep going again this year. So as soon as I got that call this year from Tony, I was absolutely over the moon, to be fair.
Yeah, obviously Tony's a big name in hockey as well. So was that part of the reason why you wanted to come back?
Honestly, I think no matter who got the job, I think I would have definitely wanted to come back either way. I think it's just a bonus that we've got someone that is just so influential in the game, obviously in the game of ice hockey. And I think it's just a bigger factor of wanting to come back. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, now you've had a chance to meet both Willie Dunn, the GM, and Tony Han. So what's been your thoughts so far on that meeting?
So far, like obviously we've only had that initial meeting, that one meeting just before the fan forum. But from initial impressions, I'm really impressed. Yeah, I think it's dead serious, dead professional. And I think we've got all the resources this year to do something really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, looking back to last season, that was your first year with the Warriors. So how did you think that went for you?
For me, obviously, it was a bit of I wouldn't say it was a tough transition coming from Billingham to there. I definitely wouldn't say that because obviously I've known the lads for a long time when I played there for under 20s and I trained with the Warriors then. So it was a pretty easy transition. Got to know all the lads really, really well again. But on a whole, I don't think my season was as good as what I wanted it to be. I think I was let down in terms of fitness. I wasn't as fit as I wanted to be, obviously. But coming into this year, I've been down the gym at Rockbox Gym with doing a couple of sessions a week with a couple of the other lads, just trying to get fit, build up that fitness. So just that we absolutely flying come September. No messing about this year.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm a little bit surprised you've said that though about your fitness, because one of the first things I noticed about you in the first few games was the energy that you brought, and you seem to be everywhere across the ice, and you really seem to bring that up-tempo game.
Yeah, I think it's just obviously when I look at my own game, obviously I know how I used to play when I was younger. Obviously, when I used to be younger, I used to swim competitively, play hockey 4 or 5 times a week. I was mega, mega fit, and that's me comparing myself to then. Like I say, I know how much better I can be. I know where I need to be. I know how I can get there. And it's just about that process of just getting there, really. Just getting fitter and fitter and fitter. Obviously, because the fitter you are, the easier it's going to be, the quicker it's going to be, and the more points you're going to get. And obviously, that just leads to the team doing well, doesn't it, really? So
it certainly does, yeah. Now, you got your first goal relatively early in the season, I seem to remember. So I guess that was quite good, getting that off your back early doors.
Definitely it was, yeah. It's one of those things, though, it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not really fussed about how I do. It's just about how the team does. Obviously, if I do really well, that's obviously a bonus on me. But if the team isn't winning, then I'm not going to be happy. I think this year, everyone's going to just pull at the same rope and everyone wants to win. I think that's the main goal from that meeting that we had, is just we want to win. Do you know what I mean? Whatever we can, whenever we can, we just want to win all year round. So that's definitely the goal for the team this year, I think.
Yeah, and I guess obviously the big news with Solway moving up to the National League, it almost paves the way for that to happen. It's not going to be easy, of course, because there's a lot of teams in and around us who are going to be thinking the same thing. But it's a huge chance, this, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things, though. Like I say, everyone's going to say it's a huge chance because Solway's left the league and stuff. But it's only going to make it harder because now you're going to have 3 or 4 teams battling it out all year round to try and get that top spot, because everyone now thinks it's over. I think like the top 3 or 4 or 5 teams, they were relatively close last year, and I think everyone's going to be battling really, really hard this year. So yes, the league may be wide open, but in my opinion, I think it's just going to be just as hard. I think we need to be just as consistent, just as fit, just as hard working. Like I say, I think with Tony at the wheel, I think we're going to be steered right in the right direction to win some stuff this year.
Yeah, I believe so as well. That sounds great. Your former club, Billingham, probably going to be the Warriors' main contenders, but is there 1 or 2 others you think might be in contention as well?
Like I say, I think it's like I say, you don't know. I've seen Blackburn's had some really good signs. Obviously, you've got Adam Barnes coming back. I think that's going to be a massive thing for them. So, like I say, it's not just going to be Billingham and us next year. It can be absolutely anyone. I just really think that the league next year is going to be up in the air, and I don't know who's going to win it. It's one of those things you're just going to have to wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, it makes it exciting for the neutrals. No, you had a number of different line mates across last season. Was there any of them you felt that you got a really good working chemistry with?
I think it's one of those things, obviously, because we had such a large squad last year. that like I was a bit all over the place to begin with, didn't really have so much like a set space on a line that you're rocking up on the game days and you don't know where you're going to be. Sometimes that's just the way it went. Do you know what I mean? But coming towards the end of the year, obviously I was playing with Jamie Ord and Weatherall a bit more consistently coming up to the playoffs. And then that was the line that we played third line at the playoffs. And I think it worked really, really well. So it's just one of those things. I think when you do start to play with the same people, you do build that chemistry. You know where you're going to be. You know what other people's traits are. You know how hard working they're going to be. Like, you know what to expect. So hopefully this year we can get some lines set in stone, work at them, work together, put some systems in play. And then obviously the world's your oyster. You can crack on. You can try and win some games, I suppose.
You certainly can. You mentioned Ant Weatherall and Jamie Ord there. They're two of your former junior teammates. So I guess that familiarity helps as well, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Like I say, I've played against them since I was under 10s. I've played against them. And then when I came to here under 20s, I played with them. But like I say, you know them, really good friends. So I think that's half the battle. When you're really good friends with them and everyone's happy, like I say, everyone's pulling the same rope. I think there's good things have to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yes, of course. Now, you mentioned before about you wanted to set yourself a target of improving your fitness for next season. Is there any other targets you've set yourself personally for next year?
For me personally, I think one of the biggest things for me is just continue to keep enjoying it. It's one of those sports that if your heart isn't in it, then your head's not in it, and then like your body isn't in it. Like, you're just not there. I think I just need to keep rocking up every night, coming to training, don't miss training, don't miss games, put in me all, and like just see where it takes me. Obviously, in like a stats kind of point of view, yeah, I do want to do better. But if at the end of the day, if I take care of fitness, I will get more points. It's as simple as that. You're going to be quicker, you're going to be stronger, you're going to be more competitive in games, you're going to have less chance of injury. So all of those things just building together, building that rounded player. And obviously that's what's going to give me more points. So that's all we can hope for, really.
It certainly is. Well, Lewis, pleasure talking to you again. And well, looking forward to seeing you back out on the ice in the maroon and gold.
Cheers, Adam. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.